today I'm doing a tutorial on this really glowy natural makeup look. I kept it pretty simple with the eye makeup. I didn't really do a lot of eyeshadow or eyeliner because I wanted to keep the focus more on the skin and more of a glowy kind of complexion. For this look, I actually used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fair Contour Kit. It's fairly new. This is the cream contour kit. It's honestly amazing. I'll show you guys more in depth on how I use it in the video. This is my holy grail. I love it so much. And I also incorporated the new Glow Kit by Anastasia. So this one has shades for more pale, I guess you could say paler skin tones, because it has the more kind of cool tone pinky shades. This is the kit that I use for this video and it's amazing. So I'll go ahead and go more in depth with that in the video. But anyways, if you guys want to learn how to achieve this look, then go ahead and keep watching. Hey guys, so the first step of this look is going to be about skincare. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your skin is exfoliated. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Pareik face mask. So I kind of just take my finger and go ahead and apply it all over my skin. And this is nice because it has little exfoliants in it. So it has little beads. I believe it also moisturizes your skin. It's called Baby's Bottom. So it's meant to leave your skin looking and feeling really fresh. So just go ahead and apply it all over. And basically you're just gonna leave that on for about 5 to 10 minutes and then put your foundation on. So the next product that you're gonna wanna use is some sort of moisturizing primer. So I like to use the Too Faced Hangover primer. I have a little sample right here. So this primer is really nice because it has coconut water infused in it. So it basically leaves your skin really hydrated underneath your foundation. So I'm just gonna apply it a little bit onto my skin. And this is basically, what this primer does is it leaves a bit of a tacky finish so that your foundation really sticks right onto it and it holds on all day. Okay, so for foundation, for this look in particular, I really want to use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation because this foundation has coconut water infused in it. So it has more of a luminous finish. This is going to give you that all over nice natural glow without looking shiny or oily. What I like to do is apply the foundation on my face using my fingers in little globs or however you like to do it, with a brush or your fingers, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over my face. And then what I do is I take my beauty blender, my trusty beauty blender, and I like to blend it all out. And this literally gives you the most flawless natural airbrush finish. I feel like without the beauty blender, it would not have the same effect. So you're just gonna go ahead and buff that all into your skin. Okay, so after we've applied our foundation, we're gonna go ahead and go in with our cream highlight first. We're gonna do this before we set our foundation with any sort of powder because cream on top of liquid or cream mixes a lot better than cream on top of a powder set foundation. So I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Fair Contour Kit. So I'm gonna be actually mixing these two shades right here. Okay, so a lot of people ask me how I get these kits to blend a lot smoother and kind of how to make them work better because a lot of people find them pretty stiff. So what I like to do is I like to actually take something like this. It's basically a spatula type of tool, and I scoop out a bit of this product and a bit of this product, and I'll mix it on my hand. So I'll go like this, and I'll just kind of take the brush that I'm going to use to apply it, and I'm just going to go in and mix these two products together. And what this does is it makes it a lot creamier. So now that I've done that, I'm going to use this as a spatula and just apply it in areas where I want the light to kind of hit my face and any areas that I want to highlight. Basically, I like to apply it in triangle shapes under my eyes to kind of highlight this area. And then I'll go ahead and do that same thing on the other side here. And then you're just going to want to take it down the center of your nose as well. And then just along your chin, just in this area. And you know what? This product is going to act as my concealer, so I don't even have to use a concealer with this. This is going to conceal and highlight. Just take it along the jawline here. Okay, this is just going to define that contour a little bit more. So we're gonna go ahead and take the beauty blender and buff that product into our skin. Along your nose, I kind of applied a little bit too much product on my nose, but that's okay. We'll just blend it in with the beauty blender. So anyways, blending that in as well. and just kind of blending this jawline out a little bit more. And with this product, you're probably going to want to work pretty quickly with it because it does set really fast. I'm not going to lie, the cream is pretty thick, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just that you have to kind of feel it out and learn how to work with it. But see how nicely it highlights? It kind of like creates a defined contour without me even really contouring. So now that that's all blended out, as I said before, I get a lot of comments and people asking me how I get this contour kit to be more manageable because it is a little bit of a thicker consistency. I used to actually do the same spatula thing that I did with the highlights. I'd kind of take out the contour color and work it on the back of my hand. You don't have to do that because with contour, you don't want to go too heavy initially. You want to kind of gradually build it up. I actually like the fact that this consistency is a little bit thicker and not as creamy because I feel like it's harder to kind of get it to look more subtle when it's too creamy and pigmented. I'm gonna go ahead and use this brush by Royal Langnickel. I will list the description on this below. This is so perfect for cream contour. It literally has that perfect shape, perfect density to the brush. Take this directly onto the pan, just like that. And it doesn't pick up too much product because the product is so thick. And then I will just slightly work it into my skin in small increments. You want to start off with as little product as you possibly can because that way you're not going to apply too much product initially and it's not going to look too overpowering. So I just kind of literally work it right. We've already kind of created that defined line there with the highlight. You're just going to want to accentuate this contour with this product, and I love how it's so thick and not as creamy as other products, so it applies so little at one time. And you don't want to just leave this area bare. You're going to want to bring it up this way as well because you don't want to just look like a streak on your face. You're going to want it all to kind of connect together. So I like to just apply a generous amount into my temples and along my forehead. So I'm just gonna go along all over. Also want to take a little bit just along my jawline here. Okay, so now that we've laid down our cream contour, I get a lot of questions asking me if it's necessary to use a powder over top of cream. And my answer is yes. What this is gonna do is it's basically going to set every product that we've used and it's gonna basically lock it in place and prevent it from moving around. So how I'm going to use this palette, I love this palette by the way, is I'm going to go ahead and start with my highlight. So I actually just recently got these new Makeup Addiction Cosmetics brushes and I'm going to use the small contour brush. So I'm going to dip it into this shade right here and I like to just lightly apply it in any areas where I lay down that cream highlight along my forehead. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's basically mattifying my skin and giving it much more of an airbrushed appearance, and it's gonna lock it in place and it's gonna prevent it from sliding around, especially if you have more of an oily skin type. Definitely this is a step that you're not going to want to skip. And I'm just gonna apply it along here as well because I applied that cream highlight and along the center of my nose. Now I'm gonna take this brush here. This is also a new brush from their collection. It's really nice, fluffy, kind of dome-shaped brush. And I'm going to dip it into this product here. So I'm just gonna use this to kind of lightly set. So what I was trying to say is, dip your brush into something that kind of matches the contour shade you applied. So I would say this is pretty close. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of set that contour shade, but I'm not trying to make it any darker. I'm just trying to set it so it's not too harsh and noticeable, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and apply it along the temples and the perimeter of our forehead. Wow, this brush is so nice. This is my first time ever using this brush. It actually blends so well. We're just gonna go ahead and set any areas where we applied that contour. Okay, so once you have all of your contour products set, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is use a blush. This is basically going to add a bit of life into your skin and just add more color. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the blush called Full of Joy by MAC. So it's this one right here, it's called Full of Joy. And this brush by Too Faced is literally amazing for blush. It's so fluffy, it's not too dense. It literally is the perfect shape and density for blush. I'm gonna go ahead and just smile so I can get the apples of my cheeks to look more prominent. And just kind of dust it on. You don't have to do too much because you don't want to overdo it with blush because it can look a little bit intense sometimes. That's okay. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. The next product that I want to use is a cream highlight. I like to lay down a cream highlight first before I powder highlight because it makes it pop more and it looks a little bit more glowy. So if you guys want to get that glowy complexion, you're going to want to use a lot of highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Benefit High Beam because I like to just dab a couple of dots onto my skin, onto the high points of my cheeks where I want to apply that really nice shimmer highlight. I also like to apply it on the other side of my face, my nose, and my cupid's bow. What I'll do is I'll just take a finger and just kind of blend it out. The high beam works perfectly for my skin tone. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that. And this is nice because it's going to leave that tacky kind of base for your powder highlight. So next, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills New Glow Kit. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Eve Pearl Fan Brush. You can use any fan brush that you have. And I'm just going to dip it into this crushed pearl color and I'm going to mix it with hard candy as well. And I'm just going to kind of apply it right on the top of my cheekbone where I applied that cream highlight. So I'm basically using these two colors. I'm not sure you guys have seen that. And I also like to apply it onto the temples of my forehead as well. You don't have to do this, but I just kind of like to have that extra pop of highlight. I think I'm good with this. For the final step, apply a setting spray. So I like to use the MAC Fix Plus. Usually I'll use Scandinavia, but for this look, since I want to look a little bit more dewy, a little bit more glowy, I'm going to go ahead and use this. What this does is it basically melts all the powders into your skin so it doesn't look so powdery. It just kind of makes it look more flawless and luminous. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to put this. And the last thing we're going to do is apply a lip color, which I'm going to just probably go ahead and use Fleshpot by MAC. I love this nude lipstick. So yeah. So there you have it. There's your glowy highlight and contoured skin. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned a couple things from our tutorial. I feel like glowy and healthy looking skin is so important no matter what eye makeup look you do. I feel like this is literally the essential kind of base for any makeup look. I really hope that you learned something from this video and stay tuned for my next video. Subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye.